Hello, this is Richard from Pleasure-Way, and today we'll be doing the walkthrough for your REKON 4x4 van. Like I said, we're going to start right at the door, move around showing you where all the components are, then we'll go inside and show you how the rest of the stuff is inside the unit. All right, so right at the driver's door here, we're going to open that up and start just inside. And just inside the front door, we have your controls for your driver's seat. There's another one on the passenger side that matches this. It's all electronic controls for moving your seat forward, relaxing, everything like that. Like I said, on the seat itself, there's another little control. This is for lumbar support. It's an air controlled system that gives you some support in your seat and in your back for driving. Make it a lot more comfortable drive for you. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is a little hidden pocket here. This is where your gas tank is, so or in this case diesel tank. Like I said, so you have to have your driver's door open in order to fill your unit for your diesel system. All right, inside here as well, there is a little hidden pocket here that has access for your fuses as well for your automotive. So if you're looking for those, they're just sort of hidden under the edge here. Nice easy access for you though. All right, so next we'll grab your key here and we're gonna go to your first compartment down the side here. Now, this is, if I can get the key in. There we go. Is your outside shower. Now, like I said, it just comes with about a 3-foot hose. Just slips in the little connector here, and then you have hot and cold running water. It has a little shut-off lever on the side of the head that is not a positive shut-off. So when you're, it just allows you to turn it off enough pressure so you're not wasting your water while you're soaping up or getting something in the way for, like I said, washing it down. Now, like I said, yeah, the one thing you want to remember is when you get to the winterizing of your unit, this is one area that a lot of people forget, is to make sure that you've gotten antifreeze through the system. So we'll show you where to hook up your antifreeze when we go inside. And then once it's running, you just come out here, run hot and cold tap it separately until you get some of your pink antifreeze, and then you'll be all set for winter. All right, so we'll close that back up here. I just like to wind this hose sort of in a clockwise manner around here. Closes up and locks in place. Now the next key we've got is for our black tank. Now the toilet in this unit is a cassette style toilet, which means we open up this little compartment here, and there's a little tank in here that is connected directly below your toilet. Just a few gallons of water in here. Like I said, it just has a little blue lever that pulls this out, and you can take this away once it's full and take it to a dumping station to drain. All you have to do is pull this out. There's a little hose that connects on here. You can hook it into the dumping station and drain it out into the system that way. It's nice and easy. Has a little handle here and wheels, because it does get a little heavy when you're like I said, once the tank is completely full. So just to make it a little bit easier for you as well. Now, one thing you want to remember is when you're using in an RV, like I said, you want to make sure that you've added some toilet chemical into the tank when you first start. Like I said, that'll create a slurry in here to help break down solid waste. Another thing you want to remember is that you're using RV toilet paper. Like I said, otherwise it'll just start making paper mache in that tank, and that can cause some issues with your system. This does have, like I said, on the top of the tank, inside the unit, it does have a little monitor that will show you when the tank is getting close to full, so that you don't have to keep coming out here, just give it a shake to test. It will show you on the inside as you're using the toilet. And then that just slides in there, locks in place like that, and she's ready to go. Normally there will be a cap on here as well. That's right now is in the blue package that will come with your unit. Now this closes up, and on your keys, like I said, there are little keys to lock that up so that, like I said, nobody's messing with that when you're not using the unit. All right, the next thing beside this is your water heater. Now this is our Truma on-demand water heater system. So door just opens up like that. It's got a couple little straps to hold the door in place so that it doesn't get lost on you. On this side here is our drain mechanism. So when you're winterizing, like I said, or not using the unit and you want to get the excess water out, you turn off the pump, like I said, open a tap to release the pressure, and then you pop this little yellow valve down. Normally there will be a filter in here. It's again, it will come in your blue packet that you'll get from your dealer. Like I said, it'll just slide out and the water will just leak here onto the ground. And again, for summer, like I said, once you've emptied all the antifreeze out of your system, you put that filter in, push this up, that'll snap in place, and that will seal your water heater. And now you can start running your taps, like I said, unbypass and run your taps to get the water flowing through your system. Then, like I said, you'll come over here and you'll turn the power on. Like I said, it's got 2 on positions. It doesn't make a difference which one you use, up or down, it does the same thing. That just allows power to come through this system, and then all the other controls are done inside the unit. And then this just slides on here and latches in place so that it doesn't, so that you've got good venting and keep dirt and dust out of there while you're camping or while you're driving. All right, now below this unit does not come with a built-in gray tank system. The kitchen tap and the bathroom shower both drain straight outside the unit. Now, these are your 2 valves for them. Like I said, you just open these up and it is a direct line to the sink. So, like I said, you just open them up and your shower or your sink will drain right out. Now, what we give you is a little Y connector that connects to both of these and then goes into these little jerry cans that allow you to hold your gray water on your in your unit. Now, your unit will come with 2 of these jerry cans. Like I said, the Y is so that you can connect both of them. That way you can come out and give it a check to see how full it's getting. And when it gets full, you can switch out to your second one, take this one away and drain it, and you won't lose the ability to use your taps or your shower. All right, now again, just like the water heater, your hose for that will be in your blue packet that will come from your dealer. And then when travel, you just want to turn these on to make sure you're not leaking any excess fluid that might be sitting in the P-traps or stuff onto the ground when you're not using the unit. All right, now next thing we're going to have is we have your vent for your furnace, like I said, which is all controlled from inside. But like I said, just watch, like I said, when your furnace is running, this gets very hot and you just want to keep your hands and stuff away from there. Next, we have your power cord. Now your unit will come with a, I think it's a 30-foot power cord. This is a 30 amp 110 power cord, and it's a quick coupler connection. And you'll see that one of them has a separate size, so you know which way to run it in. Like I said, there's a slide in, and then gives a little bit of a turn, and then there's a collar to lock it in place so that it doesn't come out. Like I said, if somebody trips over it or something while they're walking around your campsite. Now, again, I mentioned that this is 30 amp 110. Make sure that, like I said, you're hooked to 110 power. If you hook to 220, it will cause some difficulties and fry some of the electronic systems in the unit. So just be careful. Campgrounds will be 110. The only place you might want to worry is if you're at a friend's place or something that has had a 30 amp plug put in, because there is such a thing for a 30 amp 220. All right, so next we're going to talk about the water tank. The freshwater tank is in the floor in the back of the unit, and we'll show you where that is when we go to the back of the unit. But there are 2 ways to carry water. One is that, and the second is to hook up to city water. This allows you to hook a garden hose directly to your unit and pressurize your system without having to carry water with you. This is great for campgrounds and stuff that you know have good water and full service setup. Hook up your garden hose, hook it up, turn it on, and now this will pressurize your whole system, fill your your water heater, and run all your taps and stuff just like your house would be connected to the city's connection. Again, this is something you want to think about when you're winterizing. Once you've run the antifreeze through your entire system, the last thing you want to do is come outside, turn off your pump, open a tap to release the pressure, take out this little filter on the end, and there's a little pressure valve inside. You just want to give that a push, and you should have some of the pink antifreeze flow out through this little valve here. And that's the last thing you want to do when you're winterizing the unit, just to make sure that that's got some antifreeze in there and not going to freeze on you. All right, the last thing on this side of the unit is our propane tank. So we'll pop this open. We've got a little holder here for the door, and you come with a 20-pound barbecue style or propane tank. Like I said, it is regulated through the side here, nice and easy, just like at home. On a barbecue, you just turn on the tap, and you have your propane is hooked up and ready to go. Like I said, a couple little wing nuts to take this tank out at a filling station to get your tank filled, just like you would for your barbecue at home. Pretty simple. There's nothing to adjust here other than turn it on and off. Though we do give you a little adapter here that will give you a fill sensor to let you know when your tank is starting to get low. All right, so that's it for this side of the unit. Let's move around to the back of the unit. Okay, so now we're in the back here. Like I said, we're going to just sort of look at the back section here. First thing we're going to show is right at the top here, we have your backup camera. So this is automatically connected into your dash stereo system. As soon as you put the vehicle in reverse, this will kick in and give you a nice big view behind you. Makes it really easy for backing into campsites, parking in the city and stuff like that. Really well, really good picture on that. All right, and then down at the bottom here, we have a hitch and step setup. Like I said, we've got, a 7-pin plug and a receiver here so that we can hook up a ball and take a small trailer with us, or even a storage pod that will hook onto the back and give you the ability to carry more stuff this way as well. All right, let's open up the doors. These doors open all the way up. Okay, now we get to see into the back of the unit and all the storage space you've got across the back here. Nice and easy. Now, as I was saying, your fresh tank is mounted in the floor here across the back of the unit. That's why this area is raised up. Your tank runs all the way across here, and this is a heated compartment. Like I said, so when you have your furnace on, like I said, it runs some of the heat from that furnace into that unit to keep that tank from freezing, which allows you to use this 4 seasons. It's a really nice feature. Now, in behind our screen area here, we have our access for our freshwater fill. So it's just a pop-off cap. You stick a garden hose in here, and that will start filling up your fresh tank. On your monitor inside the unit, you can watch your tank. Once it gets full, you turn off your tap, closes back up, and you're ready to turn on your pump and start sucking water. Now above it, we do have another cigarette lighter or 12-volt plug. This allows us to connect our fridge on the outside of the back of the unit as well as where it is mounted in the unit. So another little separate access there. All right. These do also have screens on the front and rear of the unit. Like I said, they just have a pop down. Release. And they just roll down and zipper down the sides. Now they have a screen on the one side and a full blackout on the inside, so you can keep this down and you can have it pure privacy, like I said, or you can open it up and get some airflow through this if you don't want to be using fans and stuff at night. Like I said, it gives you 2 different options that way. And then, like I said, it's got a little foam piece in here so you can just roll it up. Makes it easy to put away. And then that step makes it really easy to get up here to lock in place. Just like that. All right, so I think that's it for the back here. I think we'll move around to the passenger side. Okay, so now we're coming down the passenger side. We're going to look at a couple things here. One is right at the center here is the vent for your batteries. Now these are lithium ion and they are sealed battery, like I said, but we do give some venting because, like I said, from charging and discharging, sometimes they get a little bit warm, so we want somewhere for that heat to expand outside the unit as well. Now below that, we do have an outside 110 plug. There's a couple there. They are GFI controlled from inside the unit. So like I said, if you're having problems with these plugs, just check your GFI plug inside. Most of the time it's just tripped because driving down the road or something, you've got a little water in that plug, and it has a tendency of tripping just as a safety precaution. Okay, now just below our entry door here by our step is our barbecue hookup. Now this is a quick coupler system, so we just pop this off, and like I said, it almost works like an air line. You just hook your barbecue line in here. You know, like I said, put your barbecue wherever you need it, and then flip this little valve up to allow the gas to flow out through your hose. Like I said, once this is in this position, it's actually shut off, so you won't have any possibility of gas flowing that way. And then we always put this little cap on just to protect it from any dirt and dust, make it easier to use when you get to that point. All right, so now we'll just open up your main door here. Just slides down. And as we see, we've got a control panel just at the doorway here, our main entrance and our fridge. Like I said, we're gonna start right with our control panel. And the one last thing on the outside of the unit is our awning. Now, like I said, there's two little gears on here that we'll push. Like I said, it'll switch over to our control panel for mechanical stuff. Like I said, which includes both of our max air covers on the roof and our awning. Now, I'm going to show you how to bring the awning out, like I said, just from this connection with the door open. Normally, we recommend doing it with the door closed. If you're steady on a solid place, and the unit's perfectly level, that awning will come straight out, won't be an issue. But if there's any angle or at least a little bit of wind or something, we just worry that door might catch on the front edge of that awning. So like I said, we're just gonna open that up here, and it just slides out, and it comes pretty close to that door. So we just wanna, like I said, make sure that door is closed when we use it, just as a safety precaution. Now it's pretty simple. You just hold the button and this awning will come out. It comes out about 8 feet. Like I said, it has two center legs in the middle here that are spring loaded to help hold it up. There's no drop down legs or anything needed. It's fairly simple. So when those legs are perfectly extended, there we go. Then, like I said, what I usually do is I just give it a quick push back. That'll tighten up the fabric and give it a little bit more structural integrity. Now, like I said, there are LED lights, which you can go to the light page, and it comes across the front leg here. And now this, like I said, you can also bring it in, like I said, by holding it in. This is also got a wind sensor in it to protect it. So like I said, if you're using the awning, like I said, and there is a little bit of wind, I'm probably not moving it enough. There, it'll automatically start retracting the fabric, like I said, and help protect it. Though if you're getting some big gusts, you wanna make sure you put this away before it gets to that point, if at all possible. Essentially, it's just a big sail on the side of your unit, and any big gust is gonna cause some damage that we, like I said, unfortunately is not covered under warranty. All right, so we'll let that come back in, and then we'll go to the rest of the mechanisms on the control panel here. All right, so now we're going to go to the rest of your mechanical page. We've done your awning here. On the back, we have your two fantastic fans, the one at the rear and the one at the front. Like I said, nice and easy. You've got open and close for each one, and then activating the fan. Now, and at the bottom, you can choose whether or not you want it to intake air or exhaust air. And so I like to do is have one exhaust, one intake. That way it'll suck the air into the unit and then pull it through. Really cools it down fast, especially considering this doesn't come with an air conditioner. This will almost cool it better than an air conditioner because it gets that air flowing so well in the unit. Now, on the other controls here, like I said, we do have your lights. Like I said, your master controls on and off. Like I said, and then your entry and your living room lights. We do have your awning lights here. Cargo lights, which are little LED lights running through the back under the bed area. And then, like I said, a exterior light just above the driver's door, and two lights on the passenger's door, and then two lights on the driver's side that are controlled here. And if you want, you can actually hold them. Oh, there you go. And just slider here on the bottom to dim, or, and like I said, if you're finding the lights too bright, because they are fairly large LED lights here. Now we'll go back to the main page here. Now on the main page, we have most of our main controls here. Like I said, on the top right-hand side here, we have your battery levels. It'll tell you how full your batteries are. Right now we're fully charged, so we're 100%. Like I said, it'll tell you how many volts it's got and how much it's charging or discharging at the time. And in below, we'll actually tell you how many days we would say on regular use that you'd be able to use those batteries. So right now, it's saying we can run it for about five and a half days pretty much at this point. Okay, so off to the left-hand side, we have our thermostat control for our furnace. Like I said, we just set the temperature and then turn the furnace on, and it'll kick in and out as necessary, just like your house furnace would. As long as your propane is on, it's nice and easily controlled that way. Now below our battery controls, we have our solar charger. Now it'll tell you how much your panels will put out, how many volts it's charging, and how many amps it'll charge. Now you can go inside there and it'll give you a little more detailed of that, but the basic, like I said, charge and everything is just done from the main page, and it'll tell you as you're sitting there whether or not how much it's charging up from your solar system. Now below that we have our water pump, like I said, which is nice and easy. You just turn it on. Anytime something turns blue, you know it's in the on position. And then beside it, we have our water heater. Okay, so we've got our little water heater switch here. We'll switch it on. And now this gives us our options, eco and comfort mode. Like I said, eco is a lower temperature. Like I said, it doesn't kick in as on, just to keep the temperature warm in the unit. Comfort, like I said, allows you to adjust the temperature wherever you like it. And then okay to turn it on. And like I said, then your water heater will start supplying hot water to your unit. I'm actually going to shut that off because we don't have any water in the system right now. Okay, so like I said, once you've done that on, the pump inside the water heater will start up, and it'll start circulating the water out to the taps, heating up the little 1.5 liter reservoir that we drained on the back side when we were showing that yellow tab. Like I said, it'll keep that going and run any water out to the taps so that when you turn on a tap, like I said, you will have water almost instantly. Like I said, and then once you've started running the water, then the heater will kick in and it will continue to supply hot water for you as long as you need it, well, until you run out of hot water or water. Nice and easy, really simple. There is a main control box for up by the sink that I'll show you when we go inside. But like I said, your main controls and almost everything you will do with the water heater and the furnace will be right through this system right here. And then again, we have some light controls that you can do from here. The one thing that isn't on the light page is the backlight. This is so that when you're sleeping and stuff like that, you can manually turn off the screen without turning off the controls, like I said, by turning off the power button. All right, so that's that. And then, oh yes, right beside the water heater button, there, like I said, right now is your fresh tank levels. It's the only tank level that's right on your controls here. Like right now our tank is empty. When it's full, this again will be the light blue and will show you how much percentage of water you still have left. And then there's another little control that you can set up your time. You can adjust how bright your screen is, whether or not you want it dark or light, whether or not you want it in Fahrenheit or Celsius, and what your unit is. So a 2022 REKON. Nice and easy there. All right, so that's that. Now we're gonna sort of move inside the unit and show you some stuff in there. I said, actually, before I go in, probably I should even just mention right here, or they said we have GFI control for your induction cooktop. It has plugs here, so you can run your induction cooktop here, but like I said, there is a separate plug by the kitchen sink that allows you to hook up your induction cooktop up there and run it there. Like I said, if it's not working up there, this is where you come to check to reset it. All right, let's move inside. So the next thing we're going to talk about is our fridge freezer system. Like I said, this is our Truma fridge system. Like I said, it's a nice, beautiful system that runs on either 110 or 12 volt power. They're, like I said, connected here at the bottom of the unit. Like I said, and your connections for it are just on the back of this pillar. There's a 110 plug and a 12 volt plug as well. They said, and then your main controls, once you've got it plugged in, are just right here along the side. Your power button turns it on. They said turbo boost to increase your cooling speed. And then they said up and down temperature settings here so that you can choose how hot or how cool or how warm you'd like it inside there. They said you can set it for an above zero temperature so that you can keep it just for fridge, or you can turn it way down and adjust it and use it as a freezing unit as well. They said this is a portable unit, so it's just strapped with these little seatbelt controls here, and then it's easily pulled off. And as I said before, there is a plug matching for the 12 volt at the back of the unit, so you can plug it in there, or it will plug into any cigarette lighter in any vehicle you want, so you can take it camping even with your normal vehicle if you'd like as well. All right, below that we have our fire extinguisher. Like I said, just a little safety feature there. Like I said, keep you safe while you're camping. All right, now, like I said, behind me here is the bathroom. Now this is lots of fun because this bathroom is a multi-function system. Like I said, we've got storage for, like I said, removable storage shelves. They said that are waterproof, so you can put wet things in here to let them to dry straight into your drain on the floor, or these can be removed, just slid out, and the bars just popped out. This will allow you to get at your toilet. They said, which is activated. Like I said, when your pump is running, to add water is just a little blue button at the back, and then to flush, it's just a little valve on the side that opens and closes, allows the waste to drop into the tank that we showed you earlier. Now, we got a little carpet here, covers your shower drain. Like I said, and this is also a heated area. So again, if you're using this in the winter or something, you can put like your snow boots in here, turn on your furnace and get everything all warm and dried up after you've been out all day on your snowmobile or whatever you're doing out in the winter. So now these bars can be used, like I said, left in here or taken out. And then same at the top. I said the other tray can pop out, and then you've got place for hanging clothes. Like I said, and then your shower just mounted at the top here with hot and cold in the corner here to run it. And like I said, it's a wet room, so you just close the door, go inside, close the doors, and like I said, this whole room is able to be wet all the time. There is a shower curtain that you can run across the front if you want to leave the doors open. I said, help give you some little bit of extra space while you're using that shower. It is a little tiny. He said, but you have options. All right, it has its own light, which is on-off inside the unit. They said, and yeah, that's pretty much it for your bathroom. All right, so now we're in our front dining area or entertainment area. They said this, we brought out the Laguna table system. They said it allows this to swivel around. It just mounts directly to the wall, and then just is, when you're in storage, it just sits behind the driver's seat. Both the front seats swivel around, so that we give this dining area in place. And then we also have a little workstation here with some power and 12-volt connections, so we can put a laptop or entertainment, little portable TV there, whatever. Like I said, when we're parked and, like I said, using this front area as what we want it for. All right, so like I said, fairly simple. Like I said, again, the controls for the seats to move them forward and to get them to swivel are on the driver and passenger door. So like I said, that makes that fairly simple. All right, now let's move into the rest of the unit. So now we're inside the unit, like I said, down at the kitchen area. Like I said, right above the kitchen sink, like I said, we've got a secondary monitor. Everything that's on that one, the outside one, is on this one. Like I said, so you can do all the same controls that you do down there from here. It makes it nice and easy. Like I said, the one thing that's here that is not on the other one is your main 12-volt battery disconnect. This, when you turn that off, that turns off everything 12 volt inside the unit and makes it so that there's nothing drawing your batteries down when you're not using the unit. It's great for when you're got it parked and you're not, he said, if you're not using it for the winter or fall or whatever, turn that off, and like I said, that'll keep your batteries from draining down. Below that, like we said, is your kitchen. And so we've got a little removable cover here with a sink and hot and cold tap running here. Like I said, below that, like I said, we've got, like I said, underneath your sink, like I said, we do have all your bypass valves for your water heater and stuff, which we'll show you in a little bit. Like I said, and then we've got your back area here underneath your bed. Like I said, we've got a little storage pod here, which up in the top right hand corner, like I said, up here, like I said, is your Truma main control box. So if you're having any problems with your controls on your monitor, this is where you come to see if there's any errors or anything like that, or if you're talking to one of our techs at the shop, like I said, and they're saying, is there any readings, or if something's working, not working, that's where you come to do it, right there. Now behind this, we've got another double door. Like I said, and this is where your gray tanks are mounted normally. So the one we've got outside will just sit here. Like I said, this little bar just pulls out and it holds your tanks in place for travel, keeps them nice and steady. And like I said, your secondary tank is just mounted here when you until you're ready to use it. Off to the passenger side, open this up, and this is where your 4 lithium-ion batteries are. Now, this gives you the ability to see if there's any problems, like I said, or again, for us to come in, or any techs to come in and service. The main thing we want to think about with the lithium ions is that we want to make sure that we're not trying to charge anything when the temperature gets below 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Like I said, these batteries will not take a charge below that temperature. So you want to make sure the inside of your unit, or around the batteries at least, is above that temperature before you start charging anything. All right, and the way you do that, like I said, of course, is on your monitor panel. Like I said, where it said the battery life is a little temperature gauge as well that's connected directly to the batteries to let you know what temperature it is, so you'll know whether or not you can charge it or not. Now, in order to prevent the charge from happening, we'll go in here. Like I said, right down at the bottom here is our disconnect for our solar charging system. Like I said, you just take that key out and that will disconnect your solar system. Up in the top corner here, there are two little breakers here. You just push these little red buttons, the little key will pop out, like I said, that you can just pop back in place, and that will disconnect any charge from your engine. So when you're driving, like I said, this charges your batteries as well. Like I said, so if you're driving this in the winter and it's gotten cold in here, you want to make sure you've turned all those off before you start up the vehicle to prevent the batteries from starting to try to charge. Once it gets warm, then you come and click those in place, and that'll allow the charge to flow through to your batteries. Like I said, and then again, if you're going to be sitting for a while, you want to disconnect that key so that your solar isn't trying to charge those batteries at the same time while it's too cold outside. Now behind that, we have our inverter system. So now this allows your batteries to create 110 power. Like I said, it just goes through, the center button just goes through and shows you how much power it has, how many amps it's drawing and such. And then this little silver button on the bottom is how you turn it on and off. Like I said, when you're plugged into power, as we are right now, it'll always show at the top. If you're running the inverter, like I said, the center green light will come on to let you know that now you're drawing power from your batteries. And like I said, that you're not getting any outside power coming through your unit. Now below that, we do have your 110 breakers. Like I said, they are all marked, just like your house. Like I said, they're just little trip breakers. So if there's a power surge or something at the campground or something, one of these may trip, you can just come in here and reset it and you'll be ready to go again. All right, so now we're going to show you how to set up the bed system here. So it starts with these two little bars here on the back here. They just release off, and the little catches on either end, and then they just slide in. Line it up like that, and then the front one releases here. And like that, and those lock in place. So now we've got the base for the bed ready. So now we've got these two orange or yellow straps at the top here. They're just strapped to the wall, and we'll just release them. And then the bed folds out, and the mattress. And then we'll fold that in place, like so. Just release the catch. That folds down, and then the fill-in just slides in the end like that. And now we have, there we go. And then we've got our bed, like I said, all set up, ready to go. Now, like I said, now that's our first configuration. So the second configuration is to turn this into your workstation / kitchen area. They said, so again, want to fold these back, this cover up, that up, fold this side up, and then latch this back in place. Now I got same thing on this side. Actually, and then that up. So I can put these legs back away. So once you've got the other side up, this will come back down. Like I said, we've got little eyelets on the top and the bottom in the track. Like I said, and there's a cable that comes with your system, or two of them actually. One that connects across the front, one connects across the back. And like I said, now this becomes your workstation for your kitchen. So once you've got that in place, then you can move your induction cooktop on here, still have access to your sink, and it just plugs in along beside your sink here. All right, so like I said, now we're going to hook up our GFI, our induction cooktop. Like I said, just plugs into the plug-in here. This is a 20 amp plug. It is connected to the GFI on the outside and the front that we showed you earlier. Like I said, and this is the specific spot for running this induction cooktop. It's also would be a good place to run a kettle or something, anything that needs a little bit higher amperage draw. Like I said, we've got a couple plugs in the back, like I said, that are GFI controlled, like I said, along with the outside plug, and their reset is just in behind the fridge here, like I said, which you can access even when the bed is in the down position. So if you've tripped a breaker with some sort of device you've got plugged in there, you can still reset it. But yeah, like I said, so these 4 connected here, 2 connected here, and then a separate one for the fridge. Like I said, all connected in the back here. All right, so now we're underneath the kitchen sink, and this is where our winterizing and bypassing system is all set up. This is how your unit will come. It'll come in winter mode, at least from us. Like I said, so all your valves back here are in winter mode right now. So water heater hot out is closed. Water heater cold in is closed, bypass is open, and recirculating line is closed. So that's winter mode right now. So for summer, all you do is give these valves a quarter turn like so, and like I said, give all 4 of them a turn, and they'll be ready to start running water in your system. Now down at the bottom, like I said, there are 3 bypass valves. Like I said, 1 white, 1 red, and 1 blue. Again, like I said, when you're winterizing, like I said, this is sort of one of the, like I said, you run the antifreeze out, just open each tap a quarter turn for a few seconds to run the antifreeze through. And like I said, that'll finish those off nice and easy. Now, when you're going to winterize, like I said, this connection right here on the top of the pump is where you disconnect and hook up a garden hose or a hose to it, stick it in your jug of antifreeze, turn on your pump, and your pump will start drawing out through your system. Then you go around, open each tap, like I said, to run the antifreeze through each side, hot and cold, flush your toilet, do your outside shower, inside shower, and then don't forget your city water as I showed you earlier. And that's it for winterizing. All right, so Lisa, we're just going to quickly go over your ceiling here and some of the stuff that are on there. Of course, we've got your smoke detector here on the ceiling. We've got your LED lights, which again are controlled by your main control panel. We've got your fantastic fans on front and rear here, like I said, that are controlled with your main system. You can manually turn them up and down by just pulling down on this lever, and that will disengage the motor and allow you to manually turn the vent up if you've lost power and such, and then just give it a quick push up to lock back into place. And then yeah, like I said, at the very back of the unit, there are 2 more lights. I think we're calling them reading lights for when you have the bed down, and they are manual on and off here. Like I said, again, they are not controlled for your main control system. So if you want to use them, you just have to come and push them. Okay, so that's pretty much wraps up your walkthrough for your REKON 4x4. So if you have any other questions, don't hesitate within your first 90 days to call our personal assistant line or to contact your local Pleasure-Way dealer. Enjoy.